Hello everybody. We've changed some things up now. I can actually control these cameras with my phone, so hope it works out better, and let me know what you think. We are going to go over SOP training. Dee just walked in. He just came in and he wants to watch. So we're going to go over SOP training. Now, what is SOP training? SOP training is basically what I would have to learn the hard way as a body shop owner. I think that most of the guys who are coming into the big MSO shops, the multi-shop, the big chains, Calibers and stuff like that, they're all college educated and they understand process first before they even understand the trade, which is probably the best way to do it. Me, I would learn from the ground up. First I just work on my cars and build my own cars, and then slowly but surely my dad would teach me process, and the last thing I would learn would be business. That was painful. You just go over and over and over, making a lot of mistakes. And what I want to hope to help, CSI, is to bring some process to the trade that I desperately needed in the beginning when I started. And, we'll go through a training class that we have, which is this. This is our certification program. And these are all of the products that we say you need in the body shop. Obviously, our ceramics. I've got the gallon here, and I've got the quart. And all of these products are backed up by gallons, too. Then you've got the wax, Q7 wax, Q7 detailer. You have the D1 polish, and then you have new tire lotion. Actually, these are switched around. So, and we're gonna talk about a basic SOP on every single one of those. So hopefully, you as either a tech in the body shop or a body shop owner will just spend less money on a side of the trade that there's just not a lot of money in. So let's talk about ceramics. You've seen, I hope you've seen a lot of the videos that we do that goes over and over again. It just beats it, saying you don't need anything else. You don't need a compound. You never need a compound. If you were at SEMA in 2019, that was the last SEMA we or anybody else was at, we had a booth. And the only demo that anybody wanted to see was 600 grit removed to an absolute swirl-free finish using LED lights with ceramics. Now, because we're all in the body shop business or in the car world, and you start to make these kind of statements, body shop people want to see it extremed. I have, and there are people I hope that are watching that can back up what I'm saying, but I'm telling you that it is true. That if there is enough clear on the surface, and it would probably take 6 to 10 coats that you're trying to bury graphics or whatever, you can sand 320 grit and polish it out using a wool pad. I don't think you ever should try to do that, but it will do it. It'll 100% remove a 320 grit scratch with this one single product and leave an absolute flawless finish when you hit it with the foam pad. How is that possible? Well, it's completely new and different technology. It's called single product polishing. One single product that takes the place of every compound that has ever been made. And for me, if you watch the video that we did, and I'm not gonna, this video, I'm sorry about the video I did last Friday. I just went on and on and on. So I'm gonna try to hold this to about half an hour, and then we can I don't know that I'll be able to answer questions because I'm actually running these cameras. I have to wait till we get an iPad, and then which I'll have next time, and then I'll be able to, that would be Dee's job, answer those questions. But we're a little shorthanded on that kind of stuff right now. So we're going to go through the steps, and then if you ask any questions on this Facebook post, I will personally go in and answer those questions. This will be about receiving a certification too. So, I'll review this video, see what I said, and then make up some questions. And then if you can answer those questions, you can text me and get my email address. My phone number, my personal phone number, my personal cell phone number is 714-906-6619. 714-906-6619. If you want a certificate, and they're really nice, has a little chrome badge down here. You can frame it, looks nice on the wall. Normally I travel all over the country, and I do this for body shops for free. If they're using our product, or if I come in there and they're not using our product, the idea is to get them switched off of everything that's in that shop, everything that's in every cabinet, and just get to these simple 5 products. And if we can get that body shop there, then we certify all the guys. So let me kind of go through a real quick SOP on what this means. And SOP just means standard operating procedure. Like I was talking about earlier, in any education process, you go through simple steps to get to a sum, to get to wherever you're going. In the body shop business, for me, it was the other way. You do things and you make mistakes, whether it be welding or metal finishing or whatever, polishing cars, and then you make mistakes, and then you start to back out from there. That's not the proper way to do an SOP. So SOP on ceramic polish, whatever your paint looks like, if it's nice or if it's not nice, you're going to have to color sand it. And always finish, always finish with 2500 grit. Now, you did just hear me say that I could take out 320 grit, so why go to the extra trouble of going all the way to 2500 grit? Because it's going to be much more efficient. It is a lot easier to sand a car than it is to do the polishing on a car. And if you ask anybody who has in the past done color sanding and polishing, they'll tell you that the back-breaking part is the polishing. The color sanding, it's pretty mellow. I mean, you go 1,000 grit, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500. It takes a lot of time, but it's not back-breaking. Buffing a car, that's back-breaking. You're going to feel it in your back, especially when you're stretching across the roof and the hood. So if you take it to 2,500 and you truly take it to 2,500, meaning you take out every scratch pattern, the best way to polish paint is with 2,500. Now, I talked about going to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all these other grits. I just don't see the benefit. I absolutely don't see the benefit. The normal process that I see in most shops is 1,500 grit and then 3,000 grit. And then the body shop's left with a bunch of hook-it marks. This product will take out the hook-it mark, but why work that hard? And you're asking the 3,000 grit to take out 1,500 grit of sandpaper scratch. So to jump from 1,500 to 3,000, that's just not a good process. So, whatever you're trying to remove, and I'll let you decide how deep you're going to take off, where you're going to start. In restoration shops are going to be much different than production shops, but always finish with 2,500 grit. The 2,000 grit, which I hope that you would take it up in 500 grit increments. And if you go from 2,000 to 2,500, it works unbelievable. And it's going to be super fast, and you're only using one product. So you're going to hit it with the wool pad. And you'll see videos where I put it in the center of the pad. You don't have to do it that way, but you do have to get that product to the center of the pad. So if you put down a line and you can pick it up, if you're skilled enough to pick that product up and put it in the middle of that pad, that's a great way to do it. Do not let the pad get a bunch of product on the outside, because you're going to sling it all over the place. Nothing worse than seeing wasted product on the ceiling, on the walls, on you, everywhere. So however you get the product to the surface, I recommend, if you're going to use it by hand and you put it down here, put it directly on the pad, go like this. Now, my buddy Bob Greer has a thumb gun tool, and it disperses the product. It's going to put it out here, and he does a great job, and he's got awesome videos on how he picks it up. So that works great too. You just got to get it to the center of the pad. We didn't talk about this in the last video, but I do want to touch on it. Wool or white. They're the same pad. This one is washed. This one is not. This one is going to give you more fuzz in the shop. So if you remember, old-fashioned wool pads, the Schlegel Roundup, we all got fuzz everywhere, and it was upsetting. This pad is going to be a lot cleaner in your shop. So we sell a lot more of these than we do these now. If you're in the boat market, we have double-sided pads where, for the boat market, you're going to use a lot more wool than you do anything else. 90% of the polishing is going to be done with the wool pad. So use the double-sided pad. It works better. It's a lot more cost-effective to do it that way. So wool to start. Make sure that when you finish the wool pad, all the scratches are gone. If you see any scratches left behind, and this will be one of the test questions, you're not done. You did not finish step one with ceramics. And remember, ceramics is capable of taking out a 320 grit scratch. 600, 800, 1,000. By itself, it'll take them out, totally remove them. Is it harder to take out a 320? Yes, it's a lot harder. You got to stand on it, and you got to, really bear down on it. And that's why it gets dangerous when you start to put that kind of heat into the surface. But it will do it. Use a ton of product, use a ton of pressure, and it will do it. And do it on something that doesn't matter if you just want to play around. Once the scratches are completely gone, and it doesn't matter what kind of a swirl mark this leaves behind, it's going to be minimal because of the way that this cuts. It's not a compound. You're not going to see a bunch of weird, round pattern in there. This pad right here and this product will leave a super, super slick finish. It still has a swirl mark from this pad, but it'll be super, super nice. Then, once you look at it, once you make sure that you've gotten out all of your 2500 grit scratch, then you go on to this pad with this product. And just go over it and over it and over it. A little bit of pressure in the beginning. Again, you want to get the product to the center of the pad. Get the product to the center. It doesn't take a lot of product with this pad. This pad and ceramics, the product will do the converting that you need very, very fast. So go over it and over it and over it, wipe it off, look at it in the sun, make sure it looks perfect. If it doesn't look perfect, do it again. Put a couple drops on there and start to back off your pressure, especially if you're putting in a little bit of a swirl mark with this. Back off your pressure. Get the buffer to kind of float on the surface and go over it with this, and it will 100% remove all swirl marks. You do have to use our backing plate. This is a real heavy-duty backing plate, and we have a 6-inch ring on the back of our pad, so you do have to use our backing plate. And like I talked about in the last video, this backing plate is good for 100 pulls. Let's try this. So now I can go to a different camera and show you kind of what the product line looks like. Once I get Dee geared up on how to do this, he'll be making all these switches between cameras and stuff. And it's fun. It's fun to play with all this stuff that we have, and I really appreciate all the support that we've gotten over the years that allows us to be in this position right now. And this is a lot easier for me than flying all over the country. That has been my normal MO, fly all over the country and see everybody in the body shops and basically do the same thing that we're doing right now. So going back to the product, Q7 wax. This, you can go directly from the ceramic product directly to Q7 wax. You can do that. You can 100% do that. But a better way that I like to do, because I want it to be completely clean. Once you polish with our product, you can wash it off and make sure, just soap and water. Our product's completely water reversible. You don't have to use solvent. You just use soap and water. It'll take off all of the residue, and it'll leave a nice, clean, clear finish on the surface. If you see any scratches, go back. If they're straight line scratches from color sanding, what pad would you have to use? And again, this is going to be on the test. If you're seeing a straight line scratch, after you washed off the surface, what did you do wrong? You didn't use the wool pad enough. Go back and hit it with the wool pad. The nice part about it is there's not going to be any cross-contamination with our product and another product because you're only using one product. You're going to do all of this in the shop without using multiple products because, again, going back to my childhood and without understanding SOP and process in a body shop, if there was a mistake and I, got swirl marks or, didn't get the scratches out and I'm using, what were we using? Super Duty, 3M Super Duty. We're color sanding with 600 grit sandpaper, that's all we had. There was no such thing as anything finer than 600. Super Duty compound, and then liquid ebony. That was our process. And if you're an old timer like me, you'll remember that. You'll remember Super Duty and liquid ebony. It never worked good. It just, it was a mess. And then we put some kind of glaze over it to make sure that we covered everything up. It was horrible. But that's all we had, So we had to do what we had to do, and obviously we all delivered lots of cars like that, but it wasn't great. Because if you were to wash that off, 99% of the time you didn't get out all the scratches. So we're saying that once you hit it with the wool pad, once you hit it with the red pad, wipe it off with water. Now, part of the SOP, and we're 15 minutes into this right now, and I'm trying to watch the clock, and I know that your time is important, and so I want to be efficient. I'm walking into your body shop, and I want to get in and out as fast as possible. So then you're asking me questions, and then I'm not on your time. I'll be there all day answering your questions. But I want to get through these products as fast as possible. That way you can ask questions about all the things that I'm talking about. So instead of wiping it off with water, hit it with Q7 detailer. So now you spray down the whole surface. You're doing a fender on a car. This is basically, a water-based product, but it has some really neat features in it. And once you get used to using this product in the shop, it's not going to cause any fish eyes. It's a really, really clean product. So you spray it all over that surface that you've got dust from buffing and hairs from the pad and all that stuff, and you wipe it off. Now you should be able to see if you got it perfect. If you didn't, go back, do what you need to do, and then hit it again with this. This will pre-treat the surface for the Q7 wax. And it's really, really neat the way that this will give this a bonding agent for this thing right here, this carnauba and this copolymer wax. Spray this on an applicator, put it on as heavy as you can, let it sit. Let it dry. On a nice hot day, it'll dry in 5 minutes. If it's snowing outside, it's going to take a little longer. But let it totally dry. If you do the whole car, let it totally dry. Put it on the whole car and let it dry. Then you take 2 microfiber towels, 2 of, these yellow microfiber towels, 1 in each hand, fold it into, so you've got 8 sides. So you've got a really nice square in your hand. And then you'll have 8 sides of it that you can use to take off the wax if you're doing a whole car. Take off the residue with the of the Q7 wax that's left behind, and then wipe it totally clean with a brand new microfiber. The other one is really to take any residue off. So that's the simple system for polishing and protecting the finish on the car. All of these products are body shop safe. All of these products are fresh paint safe. Now, I work with a lot of reps. I work with a lot of paint companies, all the majors. And if your paint company is saying don't do this on fresh paint, then we're saying don't do it. But there are many paint companies now, because of the way paint's made, that they say it is 100% okay to put wax on fresh paint. But talk to your paint rep. We'll go down that path with them. Have I done it on fresh paint? Yeah, all the time. Have I ever had any dieback or shrinking problems? Never. Because we don't have the solvent in the product. All of those problems that we had in the past of dieback, the whole paint job would just totally die back. That's because of the solvent that's in there. And the swelling issues from compound, you're not going to have that. And again, you can buff in direct sun. I know I talked about that in the last video. I didn't talk here, but you can buff in direct sun with this product. Once it gets really hot, it gets uncomfortable to do it in direct sun. But if you just want to see what your work looks like, it's really fun to do that. So let's talk about this now. D1. We've talked about these products right here, basically these 3 products. Now we're going to talk about the last 2. These are the same. We only have 5 products, 5 simple products that go from the clear coat to deliver in that car. And we say that's all you need for doing all the detailing and polishing in a body shop. D1. So we've all seen, all these fancy televisions, I remember black and white TV. Then it went to color. Then, we went to 1080p, and then I think it went directly to 4K. Now it's 8K and OLED and, all these unbelievable. You walk into Costco and they're beautiful. The finishes on these TVs are just so neat to look at. This product right here will do that to a perfectly polished finish. You hit it with ceramics, wool pad, foam pad. Then, when you're totally perfect, totally perfect, before you put the wax on and stuff, because you're going to another level, then you use D1. This is an amazing product. Use just a drop. You have to put this on the pad. A drop right in the middle, just 1 drop. And we will, next time we're going to actually do a demonstration here so that you can see what that looks like. Put it in the middle, go over it really lightly with a brand new pad. You cannot use a pad that has ceramics on it because the particle size is so much different. This will leave it perfectly swirl free. Don't think about using this if you made a mistake over here. If you have swirl marks, it's over here that you need to fix that. Over here is to make it just wet, just completely wet. Brand new pad, this product, boom, and it will be unbelievable. It'll be awesome. Do you need to do it all the time? No. It's really for show car stuff. Cars that you want just to have that special shine to it. Okay, now the last product that we're going to talk about, new tire lotion. It's an emulsion, so it's kind of thick. It's a little hard to get out of the sprayer sometimes, but just shake it up. It's called thixotropic. All of our products are thixotropic. So as you shear them or shake them, you actually reduce the reduction while it's being shaken, and then you can get it to spray through the nozzle. If it sits, it gels back up. And we'll do the demo. I'll spray it on a hood or something, and you'll see that it actually, starts to gel on there. The neat thing about this product, this is, it's hard to use names, but I'm going to use it. We all used Armor All. Every one of us in the body shop, we used it. And then we would have fish eyes. And where'd those fish eyes come from? Who touched this car? Who went in the spray booth? Who did this? Who did that? Come to find out, these greasy, oily products are, a big no-no for body shops. There are so many products that you cannot have in a body shop that detailers, use outside the body shop all the time. This is not that world. So we have to come up with a solution that works each and every time using a minimal amount of products. This product right here, you put it on with an applicator, as heavy as you want. Scrub the tire really good with this product. Take off all of the old whatever's on there. You'll see it coming off as black. And that black is actually the rubber that's coming off because of the solvent in the old products. This is water-based. It's not going to do that. Then you scrub this in. Scrub it as much as you can. Get that tread and that sidewall as clean as you possibly can. This product will go inside of the tire. Once it's dry, which takes 5 minutes, it won't sling off and run down the side of the car. So that was the first thing that we wanted to solve for the body shops. We wanted to give that body shop owner the opportunity to buy a product that's not going to be a problem for the body shop. Now, of course, you don't use any of these detailing products in the spray booth. This product right here, you can use this in the spray booth. If you have a blend that you're not sure of, that you baked it and you did everything you needed to do, now you want to sand it back, you can see the line, but this is such a good product for polishing blends, and it won't tear the blend back. This is, and I'll do a video on that, because that is unbelievable the way that this works. And it won't contaminate your booth. Are you going to get a little bit of dust? Yes, you will. But it's going to be so microscopic that, when you clean the booth, you'll get it all out of there. It will not contaminate the booth. These products should never, never, never be in the booth. Are they safe for the body shop? Yes. Will they cause fish eyes if you're using them in the body shop? No. No fish eyes. So for the applique, all of the plastic, all the hard plastic on a car. It's hard to make that look good unless you're using a greasy product. This has no dye in it. This isn't like a shoe polish for the plastic. This will treat plastic that is slightly oxidized, and it will rejuvenate it. It'll bring it back because it goes inside even hard plastic. This is an unbelievable product. This is a really, really good product. So I am going to ask questions if you're interested in certification. And, this is, maybe we'll do, this will be a 2-part certification. So on this one, you text me. I will then send you a list of questions based on this video. And we'll go through ceramics, we'll go through the wax, we'll go through the quick detailer D1 and new tire lotion, the 5 products that we have. Maybe some buffing pad questions that came up on this, and I'll help you with the questions too. I mean, there's no wrong answer. If you answer it wrong, I'll correct it, and I just want to make sure that you understand the CSI program, and then we're going to do hands-on. So right now we're doing theory. We'll do this video on theory. So SOP training for theory on polishing. You didn't see me polish anything. In the next video, I'll bring a hood in next week, and then we'll do hands-on, and we'll go through that, and I will have the ability to answer questions on that video too. So I hope that I answered, the simplicity, the whole KISS system of our 5 products. And if not, ask me questions about that and tell me where I need to, concentrate my efforts maybe a little bit more. But I want this to be simple for you. I wanted to, provide a service. I'm a business owner. As a body shop owner, didn't matter if I was doing an inexpensive paint job or a really, really expensive paint job. I still had to provide a service. And the only way that I could stay in business for the years that I was in business was to provide service. At CSI, I understand that too. I have to provide a service. If you're frustrated, if you're, like me, you definitely don't want to see somebody telling you about some newfangled product that does this and does that and lights the hood on fire and, get out of my shop. I don't want to see you. This is not that. This product works every single time. It is super, super easy. It doesn't get any easier. The process, the steps, it's all simple. So that's why I want to do the certification. I want you to understand, the simplicity of CSI. So, sorry I couldn't answer any questions, but I will, as soon as I end this video. And thanks again for tuning in, and just let me know what you would like to see a little bit more of. The next video will be on process. So I will be doing video. I'll pull out the flex buffers and probably just use the rotary and go through the process. I'll have an LED light. Actually, Flex makes an LED light, and we'll talk about that too. Battery-powered LED light that'll just blast a bright light onto the surface, and you'll be able to see. If it didn't come out, if I didn't get the swirl marks out, you'll be able to tell right away. So we want to test everything, not just say it, but test it. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next week here at CSI.